Now I have paneling for a good amount of time and finally had some enough copper to make 2 ingots. This is 16, 19 and 20. So now let's make the molds for that, shall we? Well, I definitely need to make a saw, because I will need that to advance the technology. This is one of the break points of Terrafima Craft, a saw clay saw mod. And for obvious reason, I will also need a pickaxe mode. I should also require to make another mode, but I don't have enough copper for it for now. So let's just make another vessel, because there isn't too much of vessels. Now let's waiting for another night to pass. Now let us place our metal to cook. If you don't know, the only way to smelt the ores at the beginning of the game is placing them in a ceramic vessel and placing inside a pit quill. So let's place this here along with the mold so we can use this pit kiln to its fullest. Now let's get some torch and let you burn here. Let's highlight this torch very quickly because they got extinguished on the rain. And let's go for a little walk. You do remember that I have encountered other type of crops and trees way back there, didn't you? And you probably told yourself, why are you leaving they there? Isn't that useless move? Because, well, the chunks will unload and I will have nothing. But this is not actually true. One important aspect of Terrafima Craft, and I do believe is one reason why it is so laggy, it's almost everything in this world has an internal clock. This means that when we place it down, different from vanilla and molded that require the chunk to be loaded all the time or it don't change anything at all. Here it kept the record when it was planted. So even if the chunk unload, when the chunk load back again, the setting will update its state and return to be make the calc and make the update for this current stage. So even though those things get behind on the unloaded chunk, now that I'm going back to there, they are all getting update back to it, to what they should be now. So they basically grow while I was away, just like this sugarcane here. I don't think they're quite ripe yet, no. Sugarcanes take a very long time to cook, to grow. But the other stuff don't take that much. I am not marking this spot because I will soon return here, so there is no rush to it. But this also means that you should be aware of when you die or kill something or just drop things on the ground. You may try to food the game and drop food on a chunk to unload it so it won't decay, but that won't happen. The food will decay because it keeps tracks of how far it was. Now let's get this. As we passed before, now they are full grown. Now I got some crops even without planting them. That one was, yes. See? So if you found something that is not fully grown yet, just mark the spot and come back later, before winter. Because most crops die on winter, and we don't want that, do we? Let's stack all this into one and a bit of maize, and we have some seeds. This is grain. This is be very useful for us later on. Now let's go a little more, and I should remove that waypoint. Be aware that every new year the crops can respawn, so remember to come visit Italy shortly after. Every new year you can have new things or not. It's up to your lucky. This also means that the pit quill I left burning back there will be completely done when I return to it. So I should not wait too much here or my metal will gonna get hard. And here we have some fruits, some plum, and it's already ready to be ripped. Well, we have a lot of things here. I guess time to use my backpack. Here, let's place some items. Let's place the seeds, this rice, all the stuff here that I don't need into this instant. Let's seal it and take it back. Now let's have some fruits very quickly. Time so flies. Fine, I got most of it. Now let's keep stacking these. Stacking. Have fruits nice, this helps. But I don't want to get all the way back here, so let's just cut the branch and see if we can get some sapling. There's one, yes, this gives us sapling, yes. No, yes? Yes, sure. 3. Maybe 4? No, yes. I got all 4. Amazing. I never expect that. Now, let's hear it to be grow back to it. So there is no rush in that. Oh, I'm already getting thirsty. Let's eat some plum because there is more crop here, and that one is a pretty useful one. Let's see if this is at least is fresh water for us to drink. Yes, that is fresh water. Let's drink a bunch of it. And what we have here? This is, I believe, jute. Let's see. Yes, it is jute and it's ready to harvest. So let's harvest. I hit a zombie and a skeleton. Oh, here they come. You can keep those two. I'm going back to my home. There's another tree there. That's some pumpkins. And the sun's getting down. Not good, not good, not good. Let's get some more things here. I have space, yes, I have space. So let's get this and go back home before the monsters eat us. While you grab this, I'm gonna talk about not the mechanic of this game that's pretty interesting. It's the spawn protection mechanic. The more time you stay on a certain spot, less monsters will spawn there and you'll be relatively more safe. So the longer you stay in one area, the less mobs will be. So in this area that I am here just now, I don't have any kind of protection because I was doing it. But my home there has a lot of protection, so I can try to make a trip back to my home pretty safely, because when I arrive in there, it will be crowned with monsters to destroy me. Let's take a quick path, even not being the most optimal, and run for our lives. Try to not get on any ravine, or it will be our doom. See you back home, or not. Almost there. As you can see, we have some tons of enemy on this area close by because of its night. But it seems that at my home I have almost none because of the spawn protection. So this is a good trip for you if you want to like take out the Casa Forest. Just build a shelter close to it and stay there. It is pretty useful for mining because while you are on the ground you have a little space for monsters to get to you. So you build spawn protection for a good amount of time and you'll be safe. And take account the light burnout thing. This is pretty useful. Now let's see if we get lucky or I miss at the chance. Let's quickly cover this. Yes, it's leaked yet, so I did not lose it. As you see, it contains liquid copper, so let's click it and place our molds inside to get fuel and get our tools finally. Yay. Now let's just clean my inventory a little before continue. Now with that new types of food we get, we can make a more attractive salad. Very nice. And probably should taste good, isn't it? Let's check it quietly. It's sweet and savory. Now let's eat it. As you saw here, the amount of my health increased because this meal have 3 ingredients, that is grains, vegetables and fruits. So it's giving me 3 status instead of just 1 like before. One little interesting thing you can make with some foods, especially the grains ones, is that you can place in your crafting grid with a knife and to become the grain part of it. And this is a wise decision after all, because while in this grain state, this is one of the food that take the longest to get decayed. So the most survival food you can have is having a lot of grains stored for you. They will last for a very, very long time. Now let's get down back to business. Let's take our tools from the molds, breaking the mold, unfortunately, but that's okay. The first one is make the copper saw. This will open a world of options. Now we can finally cut down the logs in something more useful to us, like lumber. we can place lumber just like multi-blocks, and they can make some interesting shapes. Yay! No, just kidding. That's not the reason why you're gonna make it. It's because now we can take this lumber, making this shape, and get planks. We can finally build something out of planks. So I can expand my little hut here. But that's not all the reasons for that. Let's get more of this, make more lumber. Take this planks and make this lumber and make more planks, and with this planks we can make a crafting table. But do not worry, this not be placed in the watch. When I try to pick it, it just expand my grid. Now I finally have access to more stuff, like fences. I can finally make fences, and all the stuff that I require are more open grid. So we can now finally start thinking on making a decent home and get all the stuff. And the pickaxe for obvious reason is to mine stuff. As the achievements say, finally time to mine. So guys, it's a bit time to start remodulating and expand this little hut I have here. So I'll meet you back after a while. Remember those pumpkins? We can still make one vanilla recipe, I suppose. But I don't see many people using lately. Maybe it got changed and did not know. So, but I will try to place it anyway and see how this actually works. And the sun is getting down again. Aside from just that planks and other stuff, now with the lumber we can make a new amount of useful tools, like this one here. It's a barrel. A barrel is just an upgrade version of the vessel here. As you can see, it can store more items, so it's a good place to drop all your stuff you don't need at the moment. And it also have another uses. It's used on some recipes to store liquids that will be very needed later on. And we could also make a bucket, a wood bucket, but that don't have that many uses. It'll take some time before it got its uses. But we can now make something we want so dearly. We can make chests now. A chest. Finally something that we truly needed. Sorry about that, I was not ready to record. This is one basalt key. Oh, that it could be needed. Would be we can use to make our first anvil. I got here to get some of it, but to get some of it, you need to make it pop up. How to do that? You just make it the stone fly away. When stone has not supported by any side, it will drop. Simple as that. Don't look simple, but it is actually. And if you are very perceptive people, you have seen that when I break the rocks, I only get the rumble of it. I don't get the stone as whole. The only gate to get the stone as whole is making it pop up. I need to get at least 4 of those for future things too. So let's just continue. I'm so frustrated of carrying all this tool all the time. Let's make something to address this very quickly. Let's make just a tool rack. So I can stop carrying all these tools with me when I don't need it. I don't need a hole with me all the time, so stay there. You stay there. You too. Even you. Now I have some kind of space here. Finally. Well, do remember that I got that jute, right? So let's place it to a good use. Let's take a wheelbarrow. Grab some fresh water here. Place it on our back. And well, let's just keep it here then. And see what place our jute inside of it, and see again, and you get some fiber after some time. So until there, be a good guy and grow up and keep an eye on things here. Hey, Bayak's birthday. So he decided to put his own birthday in the game. One important thing is that most animals are attracted by grains. Even for vanilla, we're into seeds to chicken and wheat for the cows and carrots for the pigs. Here most animals are just plain grains. Let's attract the chicken to this little place here and take away its freedom. Now if you hold shift, I'll be able to see how much familiarity with me it is. Now it's none. So just feed it once a day and you'll be okay. Now you stay there. Now let's check. And our fiber is done. Very nice. Now with this we can make something very, very useful. We can make some rope, and we can bring back animals to here. Now we have something very interesting here. We have here some yellow pepper for us. Nice. But I'll leave it there for now. It's a little more easier to guide those animals to my place with hope than just seed. Come on, the lazy ones. We don't have all the day. I know I have been kind of delaying this for the last minutes, but it's more because the next step that I can already make is about mining, and there is so much things to tell and show that I decided to leave it for the next episode, since this one is already ending. 7 zombies, not bad. So this is where this episode is gonna end. Let's just check our statistics then. This is how things changed on this one. And we have a new tab here.